Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hidden Brick, where today we're going to build the Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Karai bike escape. So this is one of the smaller, if not the smallest, set from the most current wave of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is based on the Nickelodeon cartoon, not on the movie. So the scenes that are modeled in these Nickelodeon sets should somehow coordinate with stuff on the cartoon. Now, I don't watch the cartoon, so I couldn't tell you what this really relates to. From my experience with Ninja Turtles, it was really from my childhood. What I consider the original Ninja Turtles. So all this newer Ninja Turtle stuff is just kind of whatever to me. It's just kind of more of, I get these sets because of nostalgia purposes. And the minifigures are pretty cool. I do like the turtle figures. So we have this giant motorcycle body piece that's going to attach to the frame. And here's said frame in the first bag that I'm opening. We do have a small sticker sheet that was in the box, and then there's a small bag of small parts. So we'll get all of these dumped out. So we'll start with the minifigures, and the first one is this female figure named Karai. So this is a figure that I'm not familiar with at all. So it just shows you that I really don't watch the cartoon series at all. Not that I don't want to, I just really don't have time. Because I'm an adult. You have to do adult stuff. You can't be a kid forever. There comes a time where you have to grow up. Yeah, I'm playing with Lego, but still. That's my hobby. Not to that step yet. Yeah, so the bulk of my life right now consists of adult things. You know, work, kids, bills, errands, responsibilities. And then this whole Lego scene is all pretty much my hobby. So I usually do this late in the evenings or on the night, and whenever I have time on the weekends to, you know, be a man-child and play with Lego. And it's something that I got back into after a really long dark age. I mean, I went from, I quit playing with Lego. Oops, you know what? There's supposed to be a sticker on the skateboard. Boo. I don't want to sticker this, but I guess I have to. Kind of looks like a Band-Aid with little holes there and there. It's the Band-Aid skateboard. So anyway, back to my story. I played with Lego all the way from when I was probably 5 years old until maybe about 12, 11 or 12, somewhere in that age range is when I started playing a lot of video games, a lot of sports, and I just lost interest in Lego. And I never touched it again from when I was 12 all the way up until I was about 30, 34 maybe, 33, 34. So over 20 years was my dark ages. That's the time period. The dark ages is the time period that you quit playing with Lego. So for 21 years, I did not, well, longer than that, because even when I played with my Lego all the way up until I was about 12, we rarely got new sets. It's like the Lego that we had played with was from sets that we had accumulated years prior, and we just kept taking them apart and building new stuff with them. So I remember we had some sort of airport, we had some fire station stuff, we had some Lego space stuff. There was a good assortment of different themes that we had, but the instructions lasted maybe a year before we just completely threw them away because we didn't ever use them. They were just in our Lego bins, just taking up space. And we just built stuff, me and my brother. We just built stuff. We took it apart and built something else, and took it apart and built something else, over and over and over again for what seemed like years, but looking back at it now, it really wasn't too long. And maybe the fact that we didn't get a lot of new sets was why I got disinterested in it. I mean, looking back at it now, if we would have continued to get, you know, a couple sets a year, maybe I wouldn't have had a dark age. But you know, as you grow older, from playing with Lego at such a young age, and you know, you become a teenager, you become active in high school, you know, get friends that do other things besides Lego. You know, you want to hang out, you want to go to the school dances. There's other things that more or less in your mind become priorities over some interlocking brick toy. So sometimes it just becomes uncontrollable to not play with Lego anymore, because, you know, you're growing up, just doing different things. Some people don't go through that. I went through that. Glad I did, you know, life experiences. But I've gotten to a point in my life where, you know, I did college, I got a good job, I have a family, have a house, and those type of priorities are still number one over any type of hobby, no matter if it's Lego or not. But I blame the kids for getting me back into the hobby in general. Not that it's a bad thing, because it's almost consumed me. It's just so fun now for me, because you know, it brings back a little bit of nostalgia from your childhood. You remember building things. But at the same time, I remember growing up looking at the Lego catalogs that came in the mail or that came with the sets. And I would always tell myself, I'm like, man, when I grow up and I have a job, I'm going to buy every single one of those sets. Because in that catalog, there really wasn't that many. Lego didn't used to produce as many sets as they do nowadays. So if I lived in that time, like right now, at this age, and I lived back then, I probably could have bought every single one of the sets. Nowadays, with the hundreds of sets that Lego produces every year, there's no way. I mean, there's a way, but I'd have to tell the kids that they're not going to eat for a month or two because I spent all of the food budget on Lego. So logistically, there's really no way it makes sense to buy every Lego set that they make now. But still, the point of it is, I'm an adult, I work, I have, you know, that extra money after you put money away in savings, after I've put my money away in my retirement accounts, after I've paid the bills, I still have that extra, you know, hobby income, I guess, that I can now use on Lego. So I've put myself in a position to where I can now buy a lot of sets, definitely not all of them. Not that I really want all of them, because there's so many different themes nowadays. It's hard for me to, even if I could, want to buy all the sets. But I can comfortably, you know, get the ones that I want. And now that I'm in that kind of position, it takes me back to when I was a kid and when I used to say I want all of them. And if I did have them all, what would I do with them? Well, what did we do as kids is we didn't use the instructions. We used the instructions one time to build the set. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at the instructions. I'm building the set. You guys are seeing it here. So I still enjoy this part. I really enjoy seeing the techniques that the Lego designers use to build these sets. But once they're built, kids may play with them for a couple weeks. Sometimes they don't. But the sets get disassembled, the parts get sorted, and I build whatever I want with them. Because that's what we did as kids. That's what's cool about Lego in general, is you can use the whole interlocking brick system as a really great art medium to build whatever you want. I mean, there's countless ways to build things with Lego. So that's what I do with my Lego. A little newspaper right there, the newspaper stand. How cool is that? And a little fire hydrant. So it's parts like these. Like, I never had anything like this growing up. A plate with a Technic pinhole. The Technic that we had growing up also, which I rarely had any of it, was Technic bricks. So it wasn't even the modern day studless Technic system. So just the types of opportunities that pieces like this gives you is great in my mind. I love it. It allows you to get a little bit more creative, to build in multiple different directions. Allows you to have some sort of play features or interactivity with your models, so they're less static and more movement in them. So while there's a lot of people that say, oh, less is more, oh, we used to do this with less pieces. Yeah, you did, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with it. But I like the challenge of adding more, doing more stuff. So this is a cool little street sign. Get that all the way up there. All right. So we have completed this little Karai bike escape while I rambled on telling my stories. So hope you enjoyed those little stories. Go ahead and put another one of those guys on there. So there we go. Got our turtle, got our bike. We have a little newspaper stand. Oh, and this is the play feature. When you grab this street sign and push it down, it tears apart the little newspaper stand. And that's, of course, accomplished by these little Technic elements. So you can see there's a little Technic pin in there. When I pull this axle down, you can see that one connected to it basically blows off the back side of the newspaper stand. And it also helps that that newspaper stand is only being held on by these two studs. So there's not a lot of clutch points that it's attached to. And then we've got the skateboard, the bike, the villain, and last but not least, try to get this set up right. A cool little construction sign or barricade of some sort. So there you go. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on my story. Do you want me to tell more stories while I'm building? It may help them go by a little bit quicker. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Tell me your thoughts. Give me a big thumbs up if you like this video, and we'll see you next time.